freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from the earth. Anything less than this is tyranny. Our dependence is upon God. We need to defend these rights that are ours and let no man take them. But this is not protecting, criminals or those that abuse children. We have laws for that. This resolution is protecting the rights to enjoy the freedoms, to do it right. Being of this resolve, we are reminded of the purpose of our Michigan Constitution. I quote the preamble. This is really important that you know this preamble of Michigan's Constitution. We, the people of the state of Michigan, grateful to the Almighty God for the blessings of freedom and earnestly to secure these blessings, undiminished to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution. The Constitution was established and ordained to protect the freedoms here in Michigan upon ourselves, but not just ourselves, but our future. Upon our children. We worry about the economy. We worry about special interests with utility bills. We're concerned about these things, but we should be mostly concerned about the greatest blessings we have, and is that our parental rights, the blessings that have been given to us by God, are our children. Therefore, God bless you. Thank you for coming out. And despise not day of small beginnings, okay? And sometimes when there's too many, you can't win the battle. So let's go forward and get this through. Thank you very much.
First God and then country. It makes sense, and that's the way it was supposed to be. We've got some of the representatives that are coming slightly out of order. I just want to make an announcement if Rep. Jones is present. Rep. Jones? Rep. Dean? All right. Without further ado, we have House Minority Leader, the Republican leader, Craig DeRoche, here in support of Joint Resolution NN. I want to thank him for coming. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Larry. It's great to be here, and it's great to talk to you about something so near and dear to all of our hearts. And as Representative Stahl said, there is no greater gift in this world, and there is no more love that I could have but for my children. I'd like to thank Congressman Hoekstra for his work in the U.S. Congress introducing this. I don't know if he's scheduled to be here, but Representatives Hogendijk and Representative Stahl, obviously, for introducing Joint Resolution NN. I am the father of 3 young daughters, and I consider their upbringing the highest responsibility that I have on this earth. And it's something that I can't accomplish by myself. My daughters are better off with both parents involved. We're married, but even if we're not married, we're better off with both parents. We practice team parenting. We were just talking about it last night, how my little daughters react differently. My oldest to my wife, she wants to be just like my wife, and so they bicker back and forth, and she'll listen to me. And that's the difference that a man and a woman, that we bring these children into the world, and God created the opportunity for the mother and the father, and they both need to be involved. We expect for these young girls and boys to grow into healthy, well-adjusted members of our society. Every statistic points us to that. It's plain, it's obvious, and House Joint Resolution NN simply states that obvious, and it puts it in our Constitution, so our government will get out of the home, get away from the moms and the dads that we so desperately need back involved in these children's lives. That's what keeps these kids out of jail. That's what gets them prepared for the workforce. That's what will prepare them for having a family of their own. It makes all the difference in the world where we start and how we touch into this in government. And Representative Stahl should be commended for this resolution and all of the co-sponsors. Folks, Lansing is largely broken. I think that a lot of you see that with the decisions that we make. whether it come to your finances or our finances and our tax structures and everything else. We've been reduced to partisan bickering. House Joint Resolution NN is not one of the examples where there's partisan bickering. Because of the hard work of Representative Stahl and others, we have a huge bipartisan coalition of co-sponsors. I believe over 80 strong now? 80. 80 strong. Please applaud for that. That means for a change, the people that work in this building get it. And they're going to set aside their partisan differences, and they're going to say that we're going to do something right for the kids of the state of Michigan. And they should be applauded. Now we just need to call on Speaker Dillon to bring this up for a vote. We know the votes are there. We signed it. It's enough to do it.
We want a vote!
Let's get a vote. It matters. It matters. All these budget issues that we talk about, if we don't get the government out of this and allow both parents to be involved in the lives and the upbringing of these kids, we see the impact in our budget. We see the impact in our corrections budget. We see the impact of the having to send kids back to school that don't get the education that we provided for them the first time around. And we need to bring this up. I personally have sponsored a package of bills to create a state foster care advisory board to help some of the issues in that area, because that is the government's responsibility once a kid's in foster care. But we want to keep them away from foster care wherever possible. You can do no better than being with your own mother and father, and that is what we got to instruct the government to do, and that's what House Joint Resolution NN does, and we need to have a vote this week. We need to have a vote. Your involvement up here means a great deal to me as a legislator. There's a lot of issues we do. There can be none higher than this, and that your willingness to take time off of your schedules, busy work days, and come up here will make a difference. I hope that you're visiting your legislators. I hope that you're stopping by their offices after this is over, and you'll be out in the hallway and in the gallery upstairs. I'd like to introduce any of you that are from my district, because I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm proud of what you're doing because you're making a difference in the most important way in the lives of our children in the state of Michigan. Thank you for allowing me to speak today.
I've asked Representative DeRoche to stand by and just listen to one phrase. Article 4, Section 16 of our state constitution says, "The House shall not adopt any rule that will prevent a majority of the members elected thereto and serving therein from discharging a committee from the further consideration of any measure." Are the House rules being used?
Well, they're not being used in the right way, folks. And I was Speaker of the House for 2 years, and I can tell you that it's unconscionable that we would have 80 members of our legislature out of 110. That's enough to put this thing on the ballot. This is enough for a constitutional amendment, not just the majority to pass it. Because of the importance of House Joint Resolution NN, any delay in this is unconscionable, and I don't need a rule to tell you that. We should be bringing it up with or without the rules. But the rules are on our side too, so we're going to be fighting for this.
Thank you, Representative DeRoche. And again, he is the House Minority Leader. I have word that Representative Rick Jones is running about 5 minutes behind. I'm going to fill in a couple points here once again for you after I turn the microphone up. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
As I indicated, we have a full roster of legislators here today that support your parental rights, and we're going to take Representative DeRoche's advice and go see every one of our legislators today, aren't we?
Yeah.
Mr. Mike Saxton has a package of papers that he's assembled a team. He's going to be working to make sure that every representative in our House knows what our Constitution says. We have with us, joining us now, is Representative Kim Meltzer in support of Joint Resolution NN and your parental rights. Kim Meltzer.
Thank you very much, and thank you you all for coming out here. It's I'm so pleased to see you that you're standing up for the rights of the parent. Larry Holland, your executive director, was kind enough to give me the honor of speaking before you today in regards of House Joint Resolution